Hey everyone, so the new Doctor Strange movie launches today in North America. I'm super excited to go watch this. So today, let's draw Doctor Strange. So I got my Sharpie fine point marker ready to go. We're going to start with the left eye, just above center. We're going to go up and draw in the bottom part of the eyebrow. Starting from the outside, we're going to curve down and in towards the center of the face. From here, we're going to take this end and just draw a curve going up to the peak of the eyebrow. Starting on the end, we're going to curve up. Now we're going to take that point and connect to that front with a curve. So this is going to be like a tapered line that gets a little bit narrower as we come in. And we're going to draw a little frown line. So from here, we're just going to curve up. Let's take that eyebrow, flip it over, and draw the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start with that little frown line first. Leaving a gap in the middle, starting at the top, we'll curve down. Now let's curve the bottom of the eyebrow over towards the right. So curving across. We want to try to make sure that these eyebrows are relatively the same length. From here, we're going to take this end and curve up to the peak of the eyebrow, going in to right about there. Now we're going to do what we did on the left and just curve down to the front here. So curving from here all the way up to the peak, so it gets a little bit thicker as we get up to the top. In the middle of the eyebrows, we're going to draw a little bit of more frown lines, so little wrinkles. So right here, on left of center, just going to draw a little curve that goes up. On the right, we're going to draw a shorter one going in the opposite direction. Let's draw in the bottoms of the eyes. So on the left side here, we're going to step over towards the right from the end and draw a half circle that goes in towards that frown line. Starting on the left, curving around, and then up and in. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So we're going to start on the inside, curve down to the bottom of the eye, and then tuck that in underneath the eyebrow, making sure that there's a little overhang on both sides. We're going to give them a little bit of an eye bag. So right here at the frown line, we're just going to pull a curve coming down. On the right, let's do the same thing. From here, let's draw in the iris and pupil. So again, we're going to draw a little half circle tucked in underneath that eyebrow, but it's going to be a little bit smaller, and we're going to push it over towards the inside just a little bit so that the space on the outside is a little bit wider than on the inside. Starting up here, curve down, and we're going to pull that in underneath the eyebrow. So you can see that the space here is smaller than on the outside. Let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So just watching that gap here, come down to the bottom of the eye, and pull that back up underneath the eyebrow. Let's do a little highlight. So imagine the light coming down in this angle. So we're going to draw a little circle on the top left area of each eye. So right up here, draw a circle, and on the right, we'll draw a circle. We're going to tuck the iris in underneath. So just underneath this highlight, we're going to draw a half circle again going across. We'll color that in black. Now let's go to the right side and do the same thing. So starting on the side bottom of the highlight, we're just going to curve around, making sure that the space around in the white area is about the same. Okay, so we got the eyes. Let's move down towards the nose. So down here, we're going to give him a little stubby nose. So in the middle, we're going to draw like a U shape, just in between the eyes. For the nostrils, on the left, we're going to step down and just draw like a C shape, coming around on the left. And then on the right, we'll do the opposite, coming around that way. Before I get into the mouth, I want to draw in the side of the face and the chin so that we can fit in the goatee in the middle. So at the bottom of the chin, we're going to draw it really small, just down to about here, just above the left eye. I'm going to start up here. I'm going to curve the side of the cheek down towards the chin. Starting up here, go around the eyebrow, and now as we get towards the bottom, we're going to pull this in towards the middle. So the face almost looks like a big, almost like a half oval. Go to the right side, starting at the same height. We're going to curve around the eye, and we're going to pull this in towards the bottom of the chin. Now we want to just go ahead and blend that in, going across like that. Okay, so we got the bottom of the face. Let's draw in the mustache and the goatee. So below the nose, we're going to come down just a little bit for this little gap here, and draw a point. We're going to curve out and down towards the left. And we'll go back to the starting point, curve down and out towards the right. Below this mustache line, we're going to draw the bottom of the lip. So just a little curve like this, leaving a little space on either side. Now from here, I want to draw the mustache and the goatee coming down to a peak, and then it's going to go up underneath the lip. So to do this simply, I'm going to take this point, I'm going to curve down towards the bottom of the chin, and come across towards the right side. So there's a little overlap here. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to step over, curve across, and then up on the right side. So you can see that comes up to a peak, and there's a little goatee in the middle there. On the left side of this nostril, I'm just going to curve around the mustache and down towards the chin. On the right, we'll do the same thing, so curving down. Let's go ahead and give him some ears. So just left of the eye, right here, we're going to draw a curve going out, and we're going to pull this back in towards the side of the head. We're going to draw a little curve for the inner ear detail. So up here, I'm just going to curve down. Let's go to the right side and draw the same thing. So we're just going to flip this over. Starting at the same height, curving out towards the right, and then pulling that into the side of the head. We'll go up here and just draw a curve for the inner ear detail. Now, he's got some pretty complex hair, so his hairline is going to be pretty high, but just in between the brow and the hairline, we're going to draw some wrinkles in the forehead. So just up here, we're just going to draw a curve that goes across, and just above that, we'll draw a slightly shorter one. Up above that, we're going to draw a point. This is going to be our widow's peak. This will be the starting point for all the hair that gets brushed over this way. So starting up here, we're going to curve over the first bang, going up towards the left, and then down towards the eyebrow. Now we want to do 2 strands, so I'm going to take this point, curve this back up so it tapers, it gets wider as we come up. We take that same point and curve down with a shorter line. Now we're going to take that point and curve back up and in towards that widow's peak. Curving up and then down. Now from here I can go ahead and draw in the rest of the inner part of the hairline. So from this point here, I'm going to curve up. So there's a little bit of a bend going up. On the left side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bend this up. Now from these points, I want to curve in towards that widow's peak, but this one's going to get tucked in behind this hairbang. Let's go ahead and curve towards the right. Now this one's going to get pulled in behind that hairbang. Now we want to give the sort of the hair brush look. So the hair's going to brush over from the part on this side over this way. So we're going to take this point, we're going to flare out the first hairbang, curving out. Now we're going to pull this back up, and then we're going to pull this down in towards that widow's peak, right there. Okay, so this is the starting point for the rest of the hair. Now here I want to show a little bit more hair strands, so I'm going to step back from that tip, coming over towards the right, and curving up. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did here, that same curve, curving up, over, and then I'm going to pull this right down towards that hairline. We're going to continue this. So up here, I'm going to go up, and pull this into the hairline. Just continuing this on until I get to the side here. Right up here, go across and pull this down. Doesn't really matter if I hit that point or not. On the side here, I want to show the side of the hair. So just below this bang, I'm going to curve down and tuck it in behind the ear. On the side, I want to show some hair strands again. So I'm just going to draw 2 curves just like that. On the side here, I'm going to show the back of the hair tucked in behind this hairbang. So I want to step down here. I'm going to curve down towards the ear. Just one nice curve coming down towards the ear there. We're going to show some hair strands here as well. So from this point, I'm going to continue that curve coming down. And then like we did on the left side, I'm just going to draw some hair strands coming across like that. Up in this point, I just want to show that the hair is pulled back that way. So we're going to bend over towards the right, this way. 2 curves. So we got the top of the head. Let's get into the body. Now this gets a little bit complex because we have some overlapping parts here. So we're going to start with the simplest part, which is the collar. So just below this earlobe, we're going to curve out and towards the left. On this right earlobe, we're going to curve out and towards the right. Now this is going to come down towards the center with a gap in the middle here. So I'm going to take this point, curve across, and then down. We're going to leave a gap here, and I'm going to curve out towards the right. I'm just going to close this gap off there. Now this is going to get tucked in underneath the chin because we want to show that the collar is pulled this way. So from here I'm going to curve up underneath the chin, and on the right we will do the same thing. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I usually draw the body in before I draw in the arms, but here we have the cape covering part of the body and the arms. So what I want to do is I'm going to start at these points. I'm going to start it off with a curve because I know that this is going to curve over the arm this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this point and just start me off with a curve over towards the left and then a curve over towards the right. So I just want to make sure they're long enough so I can tuck the body in underneath. So with all my chibis, I always draw the body the same height as the head. So using my opposite hand, I measure out the head, come down, and this is where the bottom of the feet will be. From the bottom of the feet to the chin, about halfway, is where the waistline will be. So from here, I can start on the side where the goatee ends, and just that'll be sort of my side of my body here. So underneath this cape line, I'm going to curve down towards the left. On the right, I'm sort of coming down here, curving out towards the right. Now these 2 points are going to connect, but along the way on the right side here, there's a little buckle. So I'm going to start by drawing in a nice big circle, and I'm going to draw a smaller circle inside. Now to add some detail in here, I'm just going to draw 2 short lines coming down from the top, and do 2 short lines coming down from the bottom. Now we're going to do the same thing going horizontally. So going across on the left and on the right side. Now I could tuck in the bottom of the belt underneath this buckle. So taking this point, I'm going to curve in behind this buckle and over towards the right side. So curving across, lifting my pen, and then continuing on the right side. Now here I'm going to draw 2 straps going up at an angle towards the side of the body. So from this point, right where the buckle meets the bottom of the belt, I'm going to curve up and out towards the left. I'm going to make that twice, so I'm just drawing 2 curves exactly the same side by side. Over here on this bottom corner, we're going to go up and out towards the right. We're going to do that twice. Now we just want to finish this off with a little buckle in behind here. So right up here, just going to curve down and across. Now up here we want to draw the medallion, the Eye of Agamotto. So we're going to draw a circle first in the center. We're going to draw a smaller circle in the inside. Now we want to draw the upper and lower curve for the eye. So on the left side, we're just going to curve over the eye, over the circle, and then on the bottom, we'll do the same thing. We want to show some straps holding this, of the chain. So from the end, we're just going to curve up in an angle, and go up in an angle just above it. Do the same thing on the right side. Now with the shirt underneath, it gets folded over. So on the right side of center, we're going to curve in behind the medallion and continue just below it. On the left side, we're going to show it tucked in behind. So we're just going to draw a curve going in behind that line there. So that was probably the most complex part of this drawing. Let's add the little tassels at the end of the belt line coming down this way. So on the bottom of this belt buckle, we're going to curve out towards the right. We're going to move over and draw another curve, but we're going to get a little wider as we get towards the bottom. We're going to connect this with a straight line across the bottom. And just to show the tassels, I just want to draw a few short lines going across the bottom like that. Let's draw one more behind it. So just left of that line, we're going to curve down. We're going to go straight across and tuck this in underneath the front belt strap. Draw a couple lines down this way. From here we're going to draw on the sides of the cloak that stick out and kind of angle outwards towards the bottom and then come across around the knee area. So let's start with the left side first. From the left side of center, we're going to curve over towards the right. We're going to come down about halfway down this line and then curve down towards the left. Now these are going to curve and round out the bottom and connect with the hips. So right here on the right, we're going to curve out. So we're going to extend this beyond this line, body line here. And then from this point in the hip, we're just going to draw a straight line to that point. Let's go over to the left and do the same thing. So we're just going to curve out, making sure the end is well past the hip because we want to draw an angled line to connect it. And just to show a bit of wrinkling in the cloak, I'm just going to pull a couple lines out that way and one out towards the right. Let's tuck the legs in underneath. So just left of that point in the cloak, we draw a curve coming down to the heel. On the right of that point, we're going to draw the inside leg on the right. Now we're going to draw on the bottom of the feet. So from the heel to the toe, I'm going to draw a curve. And do this on both sides. Make sure they're roughly the same length. Now for the shoes, he's got some like leg wraps or straps across the ankle. So we start from the toe, we're going to curve up and then down just in front of the heel line. So there's almost like a half circle going up and then down. We're going to go back up to the top of the foot and curve down. So it looks like a strap is going over the foot. Now at the top of the foot, we're going to go up in an angle, aiming towards that hip. Over here, we're going to draw a curve going across, and then below it, behind that strap, we'll do another one there. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start right where that curve ends, right here. Go up to the top of the foot, and then pull it down. Now we're going to go over and draw that strap to the top of the foot there. From here, we're going to draw, we're just going to aim towards that hip, draw a line going right to the top of that foot, and we'll draw two straps going across like that. We're going to draw on the sole. So we're going to take this bottom line and just draw just above it, just to thicken up the sole on the heel side and on the front. Let's get into the arms. So like I said, this edge of the cape is going to have to get stretched out even further once we get into the arms. So let's start at the armpit area here, right where this cape meets the side of the body. We're going to curve the inside part of the arm. We're going to round out the thumb, so a half circle. And at the end here, we just want to draw a little bracket, just to finish off the thumb. Now, to the right of the bracket, we want to curve the finger around that bracket. So curving the first finger around. We're going to step down and start layering in the fingers. So down here, we'll curve around. Now, the third finger is going to go all the way up and tuck in underneath this collar. So going up and around and pulling that in. Now you can see that there's a big gap here. I'm just going to continue this line out towards the side of the arm like that. So now it looks like the cape is going over the arm. Let's finish off the wrist straps. So from this point in the wrist, we're going to go across. We're going to go up and draw in another curve for the straps on the wrist. I want to show that the arm is actually wrapped around. So we're going to come down here, draw a curve going across the top. Now we want to draw an angle. We're going to step down here and angle up. Now up in about halfway along this line, we're going to curve across. Now it looks like there's straps going all the way around the arm. Let's go over to the right side and do the same thing. So starting in the armpit, we're going to curve down, making sure that we're lined up on the wrist line. We're going to curve a half circle for the thumb, and then we'll draw that little bracket. Over towards the left of that bracket, we're just going to swirl around and pull in the first finger. Come down here, there in the second finger. Now the third finger, we're going to pull this in underneath the collar. Going up, underneath like that. Now we're going to continue this cape line all the way to the end. From this wrist line, we're going to curve across the hand. Up here, we're going to draw the top of the wrist straps. Now again, we're going to draw that first strap first. So we're going across. Down here, we're going to go up in an angle, tuck it underneath, and then up here, curve across like that. The final thing we want to draw on the cape. So imagining the cape going across, it's going to go behind the arm and flare out. So right here, we're just going to curve out towards the left. On the right, we'll curve out towards the right. We're going to connect those 2 points with a wave in behind the legs. So right here, we're going to curve up, in behind the leg. On the right, we'll curve up. And we want to bridge it across, so we're just going to draw a curve across. We want to show the back side of this cloak in the back here, so we're just going to draw a straight line across the back like that. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Dr. Strange. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.